All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott, formerly of Rankin Technical College, and as part of my JPS-Jeff Teaches Programming YouTube channel, I've been doing a series of lectures that I'm putting in a playlist called Jeff Teaches Programming-Python. And I have written a payroll program using the basic data structures of Python. I did one with a list, then I redid it with a dictionary, then I redid it again with a tuple, and now I'm redoing it again with a set or sets. All right, so that's where I left off last time. Now, one thing I mentioned to you is that I'm not implementing the clear and I'm not implementing the add. The add you can go and grab if you need to. I could probably from one of the earlier programs. In here, if I had wanted to do this, I could have come in and I could have just said, and I'm going to clear all these out, but I could have said employees dot clear, which means I would have had to have passed the employees in. All right. Then I could have said overtime workers dot clear. And finally, I could have said well-paid workers dot clear. Now that would have implemented, but then I would have no records in my sets, and I didn't want that. But that's how I do it. So I would have to come in here and add employees in here if I wanted to do it. I'd have to add it here, and I would have to add it here. All right, but I've decided not to do that. Okay, so I'm going to continue on. So far I've done these, not too much. Out of 17, I've done the first three, 0, 1, and 2. And I've also done 17. So I've got about a quarter of them, a little less than a quarter done. So the next one would be difference. And if we go back here and we look at difference, all right, it says returns a set that exists of items that only exist in set A but not in set B. So all the ones that are in here that are not in here. Well, what's not in here? Again, banana and cherry. All right, there they are. Okay, so that, hopefully that makes some sense. So if we come in here, let's write that one. So right under copy, we'll put difference example. We're not passing anything in, but we do need, again, a global for overtime workers and for well-paid workers. All right, and simply all we want to do in here is say, let's make a new variable. We'll call it difference, difference workers, and we'll set that equal to, oh, I don't know, how about, doesn't matter which one we put first, but we will get different answers. Let's do well-paid workers dot difference overtime workers. All right. So that's our difference right there. And then we'll print difference workers. And let's do that in an F string. So right here, we'll put in difference workers. And let's put a \n at the beginning of that. All right, so file, save all. Let's run it and see if we can now do a difference. In fact, when we do our difference update, it's going to be virtually the same thing. So let me go and copy this. All right, and we'll put in here difference update example. Global again, this will be difference update workers. All right, and this isn't different, this is difference. And this will be difference underscore update. All right, and this will be difference update workers. So now we've got 2 more of them done. Okay, so file, save all. Let's go run it again. Well, it doesn't like something in here that we put in. I don't know exactly what that is, but I'm not going to worry about it. I've already done 1 and 2, 0 and 1 and 2 for you. So I'm going to go all the way to 3 here. Oh, didn't like something there, so 3. All right, give me an error. Let's see if we can figure out what the error is. Okay. It says there is no difference example. Well, then let's double check that. All right, so we have put in here, in here we've got difference example and we've got difference update example. Okay, we've got those in there. So here, there's difference example and there's difference update example. Now, it could be again that I'm having a problem with my history. So let me do a file, save. Let's close, close, close. I know this is ridiculous that I have to do this. All right, but I'm going to close that. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to bring this open again. Wrong one. All right, so there they are. So let's bring back up. I think I brought up the wrong one here. Right mouse click, open with code. There we go. Still doesn't look right, but we'll look. Huh. Okay, try that one more time. Oh, this is wrong one, that's why. There we go. Open with code. And there we are. So let's open up our non-set OOP. The one we've got to run here. And we'll run this. See if we can get a difference in a difference update. All right. So we're up to 4. And what's it showing us? It says difference workers none. Well, that isn't good. What that's saying is I use this one here and I did a difference on this one. And you'll notice, if we look here, Sophia Anderson, well, she's not in that one. My overtime workers is still printing out incorrectly. I'm getting, these are not complete. I don't know why, but they're not printing out everything. Now I'm going to try something and I don't know why this would work, but I went back and looked at an older copy of this that I had. And again, why this would work, I have absolutely no idea. But where I put this here, where I've got this line, this global, I for some reason I commented that out. Let's try that and see if that does anything. Well, if you look in here, what you'll notice now is I'm getting a bigger set of well-paid employees. For my overtime, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 employees. Now for my well paid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've got 16 employees. All right. Now, when I ran this and I did the difference, this is good because it'll show us something here. So if we do the difference, which is a number 3, comes back and it says it's an empty set. Well, let's do this. Okay, let's reverse these. So instead of doing the difference like we did them, where we said well-paid difference overtime, let's do it the other way. All right, I don't know if this will matter at all. Overtime workers, and this will now be well-paid workers. Again, I don't know if it'll make any difference at all. We'll see in a moment. File, save all. Now, because again, I'm having these history problems, I'm just going to come in here and do a file save, and I'm going to close this, start it up again. One of the ways that they said in Windows is to just basically restart your program, which is what I'm doing in here. I should not have to do this. Okay, code. You go, there's the, I don't want set methods, I want this one. There we go, let's run this. Why didn't it do anything? No clue. Let's try running it again. Come on. There we go. All right, so now let's come in here and let's do a 3. And it still says there's nobody. That's not correct, because what that should be showing, oh, I'm back where I've got this again. Son of a gun. And if you look, Abigail Martinez is in both. Harper Davis is not. Aria Moore is in both. Penelope Martin is in both. And Luna Wilson is in both. But it should be showing this one, and it's not. Why would that be? Because it's giving me an empty set when I'm trying to run this. Let's go back and change this to the way it was. And we'll make that overtime workers. Okay. File, save all. Again, I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this and this and this. I'm just going to open up an earlier example to make sure my history gets totally cleared. So we'll open that. Run that. See, this is the list one right here. So 12, normal term program termination. I'm out. Good. Let's run this. Now, when I run this, it should be showing me those 16 workers. If it comes back and it just shows me a subset of those again, something is hosed with my program. And I'll have to go back and figure out what it is. Now, the well-paid is back. See, you could see they were all, now there's one there. Son of a biscuit. So there's got to be a problem. In difference example and difference update example, that is 3 and 4. 3 and 4, those are correct. So the problem actually has to be in here. This file right here, this show sets. Somehow there's an error in here. Paid workers. The overtime workers is working just fine. What if I flip these? And do the well-paid one first, which shouldn't matter a bit. So it's running it here, where I'm telling it to enter a choice. It's just going right past that. It's not stopping. That's a problem. Let's try a 3 here and see what we get. Still says that that's empty. So I'm sure that 4 will also say that it's empty. See that? None. And here it's just showing an empty set. Totally hosed right now. But something is wrong in here. This set comprehension does not appear to be working correctly. There shouldn't be any problem using emp for both, but just in case, let's change this to OT, OT, okay, and we'll change this one to WP for well paid. All right, we'll leave that as WP. There and there. And we'll leave this as OT there and there. Okay, I'm just making very, very superficial little changes here, which technically I should not even have to make. So let's run that again. Let's see, we got 0, which is not implemented, right? We've got 1, which is not implemented. That's right. We've got 2 that works. Okay, now it's saying here, those are both empty. So that's where my problem lies. Did I forget the word global in there? We'll take a look. I commented out global right there. that would do it. All right, so let's try that again then. We've got global. Yep, we've got them in all these. So let's try that again. I'm not sure why I did that, but I did. All right, so 0, not implemented, right? Yes, that's the add option. 1, not implemented. That's the clear option. 2, still says my overtime set is empty and my well paid is empty. I'm guessing again it's a history problem. So file, save. I've looked at how to clear out this history so many times. I've tried probably a half dozen things. Nothing seems to work as it should. Not sure why. So I'm just coming in here and I'm just rerunning this list one to try to clear the history. All right, so that should clear that. Let's try this again. You've seen the 0 and the 1 umpteen times, so I'm not going to do those again. Well, this now doesn't want to run. File. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, it looks like I've got all of my workers. That's good. So let's try now 3. All right, and I am getting some. Okay. So Harper Davis, let's etc. etc. So let's see. Let's look. So let's grab these names out of here to try to make this a little bit easier for me to work with. Okay. In fact, this, let's see if it worked. Good, it did. All right, so it's home. All right, so got Harper Davis. I'm just going to put each one of these on their own line. Ella Hernandez. Emma Smith. Oh, I hate this, damn it. That. I already think there's a problem with this, but we're going to look at it anyway. Okay, so these are all of the answers that I got into my set. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people. All right, so those should be the people that are in the overtime workers that are not in the well-paid workers. Okay, so let's look and see if that's indeed the case. So I've got to go back to where I've got the data, which is in my menu here. Stop this. Okay. So here they are. All right, and let's come into here. So Harper Davis, let's start with Harper Davis. Harper Davis did not work overtime. Which one did we list first here? Yeah. So these are people who are in well-paid, but that, oops, good gravy. These are people who are in the well-paid group, but are not in the overtime group. All right, so these should be people who worked over, who worked overtime, but don't make over $20 an hour. I think that's it. No, people who make over $20 an hour that did not work overtime. No, I'd say it right eventually. All right, so again, let's go back to here. All right. So Harper Davis, no overtime, but does make, she's well paid. Ella Hernandez, no overtime, does make over $20 an hour. Emma Smith. All right, no overtime, does make over $20 an hour. All right. Scarlett Jackson. Did not work over 40, but does make more than $20 an hour. All right, Ava Williams. Again, no overtime, but makes over 20 an hour. Olivia Johnson. No overtime, makes over 20. Chloe Perez. No overtime, makes over 20. So those are all good. Mia Garcia. No overtime, but makes over 20. Camila Gonzalez. No overtime, makes over 20. Sophia Anderson. No overtime, makes over 20. Amelia Miller. No overtime, makes more than 20. And Layla Bronson. No overtime, makes, so that all looks correct as far as what I got for answers there. All right, so that's the difference. So that, in that case, what that represents, all right, what this represents is these are the people who, I don't know what the heck happened there. All right, these are the people who exist in this set, but do not exist in this set. All right, so that's what we just got. The next one is difference update. Let's look at that one. Removes the items in this set that are also included in another set. So you can either do it this way or you can do it using this. So you can either say difference update or you can just say minus equal. So notice, what do we have? Apple, banana, cherry, Google, Microsoft, and Apple. And what do we get here? Pretty much the same thing. All right, it removes the ones. So let's look at that example, which is the difference update right here. All right, so let's go and file, save, and the results may look identical, and if they do, that's totally fine. All right. So I've now shown you 0, 1, 2, and 3. Let's try number 4. And it says difference workers, none. Let's double check that. Okay. Something looks hosed there, but we're going to check it right now. Let's go to 17. Stop the run here. All right, so this is a difference update. Again, we've got our globals in here. That's good. It should say difference update workers. Well-paid workers dot difference update. That's all correct. What if we take and we reverse these? What if we make this overtime workers? And we'll make this well-paid. Now this is called difference update workers, so let's change this to difference update workers. All right, file, save all. Again, I'm probably going to have a problem again in here with my history. So I'm just going to open, like I've been doing, I'll just open up a different one of these. I'm sorry I'm have to keep doing this. The only way I can be sure my changes are taking effect. All right, so there's that. Now it might come back and give me an empty set again, and if it does, I'm not sure what the problem is because we are implementing this correctly. So we've done 0, 1, 2, 3. We're trying 4 now to see if it works. Okay, no, that was hung up, so let's try running it again. Well, look at that. Now it's just running this, and it's not doing anything but the run. It's because I'm running the wrong frigging file. That's the one we got to run. Let's just open that one. There we go. Let's clear this. Run it again. All right, again, you've seen 0, 1, 2, and 3, so we're going to try 4 right now. And it says there is no difference. Let's go back and look at the update that's in here. X.difference update Y. It's exactly what I'm doing. If I go back to what I had before, which means I'd want to put well paid here, and I'd want to put overtime here. Difference update. Hey, I'm doing it right. Just to make sure this works, I'm going to put a couple blank spaces in there to make sure. I won't be able to tell then. We'll make this the difference update. See if it's picking up those changes. Saying none. There's something wrong with that. You can look and you can see that I have implemented it, and I've implemented it in the same way. So I've done it correctly. It is correct. All right, so I'm going to have to investigate that, and I don't want to go on until I've got it working. I mean, I can go on now and do the rest, and what I've got left after the difference update are going to be these. But I'm going to stop right now until I get this difference update settled, and then I'll come back and show you what I did to get a fix, if I can find a fix. All right, I went back and looked at this, and I think the key reason that this isn't working is right here. The difference update method is different from the difference method, which worked. The difference method returns a new set, but the difference update removes the unwanted ones from the original set. So my guess is, if I went back here and did it like this, we'll see if this works. I don't know if it will or not. But I'm going to come back into my set methods here, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, in fact, let's leave this here. All right, and we'll comment out the first one. And I'm just going to put in here, oops, do it like this. And now I'm going to put in this. So the difference is, and hopefully you can all see this and understand it. All right, what I did originally was I made a new set. But now I'm saying take the original set and do the difference. And then print out the original set. Let's see if that works. Again, I have no idea now if this is going to work or not. We go back to here. Let's clear this. Put a 17 in there, which means we want to quit it. Let's run this again. We already know that 0 works, 1 works, 2 works. So on these, this 0, 1, 2, and 3 work. Now we're going to try 4. All right, and look what we get. We've got the same thing that we had before, but what it did was in the this is now this is right here. This is now the what we have in the set of well-paid workers. We threw out the ones that match the other one. So typically you wouldn't want to do this the way that I did it, but I got it to work to show it to you like that. All right, so again, let me come into a 17 here. Try to do a 17 there. All right, so that one works as well. And what do we have next? So, boy, oh boy, you know, just the way this is working right now. There we go. All right. So we have gone in, and so far we have done add, clear, copy, difference, and difference update. So the next one to look at would be discard, number 5 here. Let's make sure I'm still taping. I am, I believe. Yep. All right, so we're up to number 5, the discard. So let's take a look at what that one looks like. So again, we're up to right here. Remove the specified item. So we have to say which one we want to remove. Okay? Which shouldn't be really hard. It says it removes the specified item from the set. All right? It says this is different from the remove method, which we'll look at later, because remove will raise an error if the item does not exist, and discard will not. So if I say to discard and I put in here banana, and I have no one named banana, all right, it's not going to remove them. All right, so let's go in, and we're going to do it like this. All right, so again, in our menu here, try to remember somebody who was in here. Let's run it one more time here. And I'm going to grab one of these people in the difference set here. Really and truly shouldn't matter. I should be able to grab anyone. Let's grab Emma Smith here. Okay. We're going to see if we can grab her. This may work. This may not work. You're going to see it when I do it. So, all right. So the next one will be discard. So def discard example. And I'm going to say well paid workers dot discard, and I'm going to put her in there. I don't know if that's the right way to do it or not. We'll find out. All right. And then let's print the well-paid workers. With the luck I've been having, this won't work. So let's see. If it doesn't work, that means that I listed the information for well, there's well paid. For Emma Smith, I think it was. I did it incorrectly. So let's see. So that will be number 5. 5. Discard. If I get an error, okay, doesn't like it. It says it takes exactly 1 argument and 6 were given. All right, what does that mean? That probably means that what I want to do is, rather than pass all that information that I passed in here, I just want to pass in the number that I want to remove. So let's try to remove 0. Okay, again, I don't know if it'll work or not. But we're going to try it. So if we do this correctly, when we print out the well paid, oh, it actually looks like it worked because she's out of there. So now let's see if we do it again if Camilla Gonzalez is out of here. So we're going to come in here and do a number 5. Well, it still has her in there. But if the 0 was still in there, let's run it again and see if now we remove Gonzalez. She's still in there. Let's try 1 and see if we remove Gonzalez. So I'm going to have to change this in here to 1 from 0. So make that a 1. I mean, this is how you learn. Okay, am I trying to screw up? Of course not. Am I screwing up? Of course. Now you'll notice when we look here, well, I've got 1, so that would be Avery Thomas the way that this looks, but we're going to see. So 5, and Avery Thomas is still in there, which means, although the command is probably correct, the way I'm running the command and the parameter that I'm passing into it does not appear to be correct. So it appears as though in our set methods, this is not what I want to pass in. All right. Now maybe what it needs is the name here. So well paid workers 0, like that. All right. So let's file, save all. And again, I could be having a history problem here with this too, but I don't know. So let's remove this, 17. Let's go back to here. Let's run it again. You'll notice that the first name in here now is Penelope Merton. It looks like it's changing the order of this every time we're putting it in. So Penelope Merton. So let's try a 5 here. It does not like it. A set object is not subscriptable, so it doesn't like the way that I put it in there. I'm trying to treat it as an array when it's not. Let's do this. Example. The problem with a lot of these is the examples they give are so stupid. You know, this is kind of a stupid example. So I want to look for something hopefully a little bit better than that. Well, according to this, you can put in parentheses the one that you want to remove. 1, 2, 3. Should be that one, I would think. Nope. It is this. So I don't know if that's 3 because it's the number 3 or if it starts at 3. See if we can find another one. Deleting 5 from the set. Good gravy. Okay, so they're saying here what they want to remove is a string Well, let's go in here and let's try this. Let's see if we can remove it based on an employee number. Tried most everything else here. So this is Mia Garcia. All right, so we're trying it like that. We probably don't even need this. Should be able to do it just like this. Okay, so File, Save All. If this doesn't work, I'm going to go back and try to, again, remove everything and start it up again to see if it's a history problem, which it very well could be. All right. I think this, was it Abigail Martinez? 126821. No, it's 916687. So it's the last one now. It's Mia Garcia. So we're seeing if we can remove Mia Garcia here by doing a number 5. So we'd have to look and see. There's Mia Garcia. So this is not working. Two things I can think of. All right. Again, we can restart this. But before we do, let's see if we create a new set. All right, we'll say no more Maria Garcia equals this. And then we'll print that and see if we can remove her that way. And if that doesn't work, we're going to go in and we're going to try to reset all this. So save all. Save. Let's go back to here and run this. There's Mia Garcia right there. Now it says here, discard workers, none. So it did not like that. Now that is an integer value that we're trying to remove. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to close all these. Bring up an old copy again to see if, again, this could possibly be a history problem, but I don't actually think it is. All right, so that's done. Does that? I don't know. There we go. Look at this. I mean, it's running this sometimes over and over and over again, which is just ridiculous. Let's try here. Let's try 17. Get out of this. And let's clear this. Still showing all that garbage, so let's see if we can clear it here. There we go. So let's run it again. Okay, and let's try 5. It says discard workers none. So using that 5, because what I put in there was this, and it did not like that. It did not discard that one. The other thing I can think of is, again, to do it positional wise. And to come in here and say one, kind of the way they did it in the example. Right. She's still there. She's moved down, but she's still there. Well, now 1 would be Ava Williams. Okay. Oops. It's 5. Says nobody was discarded. It is not understanding what I'm trying to do, or I'm not understanding what I'm trying to do. All right. Wasn't the greatest example here. So Python set discard with examples. It's the actual value. I tried doing this, and I tried putting in the employee number, and it didn't like that. And these examples in here are not what I would call good. Well, I'm going to stop and take another look and hopefully come back shortly with an answer for you. In fact, I'm already here, so let's just stop this one and we'll start up a third tape.